Be a patriot, support us. Take your Patriot t-shirt. Link in description. Thank you and God bless you and America. Breaking. President Trump just made a breathtaking announcement about Easter. Millions of Americans cry tears of joy. Video. The Easter holidays have formally begun, and similarly as the custom conveys it, the President of the U.S. Donald Trump has wished well on all of us in his week after week address. As families gather in houses of worship across the nation, we are grateful for the tremendous blessings on this land, our home, the President said. We have a beautiful country, an abundant countryside, and an amazing people with a truly bright and wonderful future. President Trump discussed particular religious occasions this season, for example, Passover, which began not long ago, and Easter on Sunday. Subsequent to sharing the narrative of the Jewish occasion Passover, which commenced the scriptural mass migration from subjection in Egypt, Trump specified the Jewish history of oppression. Down through the centuries, the Jewish people have lived through one persecution after another. And yet, they persevered, and thrived and uplifted the world beyond measure. And now, the state of Israel stands as a monument to their faith and endurance. And after that, he expressed that he anticipated Easter, which commends the scriptural revival of Jesus Christ. It is a holy day of reverence and worship, a sacred time that fills the spirit of our nation with the faith of our people, Trump said. Obviously, the president additionally rotated to terrorism and called it one of the gravest threats to religious freedom, and later denounced late assaults by ISIS in Syria and Iraq on Christian admirers. He finished by shouting to those struggling Americans who have felt, for too long, the bitter taste of hardship. This White House is fighting for you. We are fighting for every American who has been left behind, he said. We are fighting for the right of all citizens to enjoy safety and peace, and to work and live with the dignity that all children of God are entitled to know. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for Just in. President Trump takes a colossal bat leaks to Washington. He simply left a mark on the world. When you compute the massive size of the U.S. government, it's no big surprise such a large number of citizens voted in favor of Donald Trump. He has officially saved us truckloads of money, from the all-of-a-sudden contracting national obligation to the cutting of preposterous elected directions, which saved the government an astounding $200 billion. The issue is, the administration is so bloated, a lot more should be finished. All things considered, the largesse of each different office and subdivisions is sufficient to pay 100% of the expenses of a few countries' whole obligations. We have 100 congresspersons and 435 agents. For each of these about 550 individuals, they have individual aides, secretaries, staff members, gophers, and an individual cost account with the Congressional Bank. They have a Cadillac arrange medical coverage. They have autos, mystery benefit, flights on the best planes, cushy workplaces, extremely solid lunch get-togethers with liquor, and positively no bills to pay for these workplaces and staff members. They figure out what they are paid, they win liberal annuities after they resign from office, and they appreciate advantages of individuals in high places who can give them extraordinary stock tips. Ask Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton about that. Also, obviously, King Barack and his family burned through a large number of citizen batter on apparently unlimited vacations. That is correct, these individuals have all been living very expensively. Be that as it may, the Trump Organization has had it. Washington Post. President Trump's budget proposal this week would shake the federal government to its core if enacted, calling back numerous programs and expediting a historic contraction of the federal workforce. This would be the first time the government has executed cuts of this magnitude, and all at once, since the drawdown following World War II, economists and budget analysts said. The spending budget Trump is said to release Thursday will offer the clearest snapshot of his vision for the size and role of government. Aides say that the president sees a new Washington emerging from the budget process, one that prioritizes the military and homeland security while slashing many other areas, including housing, foreign assistance, environmental programs, public broadcasting and research. Simply put, government would be smaller and less involved in regulating life in America, with private companies and states playing a much bigger role. These establishmentarians, both Democrat and Republican, will battle Trump's administration without holding back with regards to cutting any of their valuable treats, however. Lindsey Graham is as of now groaning about it. In any case, Trump will have the support of the general population, and that means something. It means a considerable measure, really. This is all piece of the remarkable tax reduction arrange the president has in store for America, and truly, we can hardly wait to begin saving. For hell's sake, we as of now are. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for reading. T. Washington Post. Shocking evidence just erupts in Washington. White House exposes McCain as a traitor, he is done, details. One of the all the more exasperating parts of the current political scene isn't the Democrat criticism of President Trump. That will be normal. It'd be better if at any rate some of that criticism was substantial and well thoroughly considered, instead of the crazy rantings of insane people like Trump hasn't created jobs Nancy Pelosi and Trump should be impeached, Maxine Waters. Regardless of criticism, there are more regrettable things flowing in the political condition. I'm alluding to the subterfuge some inside President Trump's own gathering are utilizing as a part of what gives off an impression of being an endeavor to undermine him and his plan. While there are many contenders for such doubts inside the Republican Party, Senator John McCain would be close to the highest priority on the rundown. This is particularly troubling given his military administration. He should have the capacity to hone more faithfulness to his boss. As opposed to indicating unwaveringness to President Trump, Mr. McCain appears to appreciate utilizing subterfuge to undermine the president's motivation. Substantial contrasts on approaches are fine, however, endeavors to bring down the president are most certainly not. As has been called attention to here sometime recently, Mr. McCain has a few potentially disastrous secrets and is obviously somebody who ought to have resigned from the Senate years back. Via the True Pundit, McCain is believed to have somehow gained access to the content of President Donald Trump's private, classified telephone calls with world leaders. And he is not keeping quiet about what was talked about either. An analysis of McCain's recent public statements by White House officials, coupled with information from intelligence personnel working with the Trump administration, paints a disturbing picture for McCain, or any elected U.S. politician. Officials believe the senator has inside knowledge of a number of President Trump's telephone conversations, including at least one conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Here we have the mainstream Trump-Putin point as if there is something innately loathsome about world leaders addressing each other. Even more alarming, officials believe McCain is secretly sharing this sensitive information with colleagues and his cabal-friendly mainstream media journalists in a dangerous clandestine campaign to damage Trump's presidency even before it has a chance to succeed. Great. Given Mr. McCain's belligerent talk, maybe he would be more joyful if President Trump and President Putin were hurling nuclear missiles at each other. In any occasion, a man who ought to know something about dependability doesn't. Each time we pivot, McCain appears to be involved in something shadowy. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for reading. T. True Pundit, yes I'm right. 31 senators conspire to double-cross this nation, and America is in a state of chaos. The American blue-collar worker ought to be regarded. Their government ought to regard them. The last thing the government ought to do is take away occupations from dedicated residents and offer them to those outside this nation, isn't that so? Haven't we been shouting about this for a considerable length of time? All things considered, wake up, America. It's as yet event and it's much more sickening than you may suspect. President Donald Trump is doing all that he can to enhance our economy. This incorporates a current ExxonMobil bargain that will acquire another $20 billion, and the innumerable ways he will cut expenses. Furthermore, discussing cutting superfluous fat from the government, what about that proposed 50% slashing of the government workforce? I know I cheered when I saw that. In spite of everything, no doubt 31 senators, both Republican and Democrat, have kept on conflicting with the hands-on American open. Breitbart, 31 Democrats and Republican senators are asking the Department of Homeland Security to maximize the use of blue-collar outsourcing visas so U.S. companies can import more foreign workers instead of recruiting, training and paying unskilled U.S. workers. Better believe it, you read that right. Most importantly, this is a coordinated push to import work as opposed to offering occupations to Americans conceived in this nation. Untalented work is incompetent work. There's no reason at all why we need to go over the outskirt. It just continues deteriorating for our blue-collar friends. The request to Department of Homeland Security John Kelly also comes as a claimed shortage of H-2B has prompted recruiters to find, hire, train and retain some of the millions of young underemployed men and women who could fill the many low-status seasonal jobs in landscaping, golf course maintenance, cleanup in restaurants, seafood processing, and hotel cleaning, which are often allocated to H-2B contract workers. As of now, recruitment help bosses contract alternative workers from American trade schools and Puerto Rico, and they're further cautioning businesses to raise pay rates or lose workers, just to have them supplanted with outside work. Obviously, we as a whole need to be repaid well for our endeavors. Be that as it may, when the administration keeps on hamstringing us with an end goal to discover shoddy work, we need to venture in and say a single word: stop. Enlist, prepare, and employ from inside first. In the event that despite everything you require help, look somewhere else, yet not sometime recently. Basic. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for reading. H. T. Breitbart. Breaking. First full Supreme Court ruling in over a year has Obama enraged, you'll cheer. The full board of 9 Supreme Court judges met Monday to choose the destiny of a case with close ties to Barack Obama and the Democrats. The Supreme Court ruled 5-4, with Justice Gorsuch casting the tiebreaker, reports Trendify. They chose that the main piece of the Islam history instructed to our youngsters in government-funded schools will be the one of radical Islam and what they can do to help stop it. Judge Gorsuch, as he would see it for the High Court, composed, "The government certainly has no business being involved in religion, but this is not a government issue or a religious issue. This is about the judicial branch interpreting the laws as they apply to the teaching of religion. We should be teaching any religions in this country besides standard Judeo-Christianity, as our founders wanted, and we certainly should not be filling the children with lies about Islam being a religion of peace when they see the carnage on the news almost every day. It is our duty as Americans first and judges second to safeguard the way our children are indoctrinated." The Obama organization, in the wake of winning this case on claim in the 17th Region Court, has stayed with no power or any impact and companions in the legal. With this decision closes the instructing of Islam in government-funded schools, which is a noteworthy hit to Obama's darling Muslims. This is an expansion to the decision from only a week or so back that prohibits the educating of Islamic principles or Sharia as a piece of world history also. This is a noteworthy win for our nation and Christianity. Say thanks to God for our leader and his new appointee. Presently we can return to regarding our actual qualities and the typical, consistently worshipping of the only real God. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for Kaboom! Judge Napolitano drops mammoth bombshell on Obama. This is big folks, video. Back in March, Judge Andrew Napolitano dropped a bombshell on Fox News' Fox and Friends. The judge thought that Obama went outside of the U.S. levels of leadership to spy on Donald Trump. As indicated by Judge Napolitano, 3 intelligence sources have informed Fox News that President Obama went outside the chain of command. He did not use the NSA. He did not use the CIA. He did not use the FBI, and he did not use Department of Justice. He used GCHQ. What the heck is GCHQ? That's the initials for the British spying agency. They have a day in and day out access to the NSA database. So by just having 2 individuals go to them saying, President Obama needs transcripts of conversations involving candidate Trump, conversations involving President-elect Trump, he's able to get it, and there are no American fingerprints on this. The judge was expelled from Fox News for making such remarks. Presently, a month after Napolitano uncovered the data, we discover that he was in reality right. European and British intelligence organizations ran over interchanges between Trump authorities and high-positioning Russian functionaries amid the presidential campaign and imparted those correspondences to their American partners, told CNN U.S. congressional and law authorization and European knowledge sources. Those transmissions were acquired amid routine observing of Russian agents commonplace to Western knowledge. The inside groups of Britain and Europe, GCHQ Incorporated, the British office in charge of correspondence checking, were not being proactive in following Trump authorities but instead got the transmissions amid a purported incidental collection, sources told CNN. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for IT's happening. Congress just outlawed Obama, finally. In a remarkable move to make America more secure and end the rule of fear being executed by the shadow government, Congress simply sent an emergency bill to President Trump's work area to ban Barack Obama's deep state. Once marked into law, any impedance with the government as voted in favor of by the general population would constitute a wrongdoing as well as would be viewed as a demonstration of subversion and war. The Republicans and our president wouldn't sit inactively by while a man who no longer holds office meddles in the overseeing of our nation. Jeff Terpenger, director of the HOIP, told Fox News that the bill would go into effect immediately and that Obama's movements are already being monitored. The deep state is finished in America, he said. Let him go back to Kenya if he wants to pretend to be in charge. Once marked, Obama will be under observation insofar as he's on American soil. Should he choose to leave the nation and keep attempting to have an impact over our laws, he could be accused of secret activities and have his citizenship renounced. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comments section below. Share the truth, be patriots. Thank you for reading.